In the endless world of Minecraft, players build, explore and survive. But hidden deep within the code lies a legend, a figure whispered about for over a decade. A name that strikes fear and curiosity into every player. His name, Herobrine. Part 1. The First Encounter. The first report came in 2010. Players started a new single-player world. At first, everything seemed normal, but soon, strange things began to appear. Perfectly carved tunnels stretching deep into the stone, small pyramids rising from the ocean floor, trees stripped of all their leaves, like skeletons in a landscape. And then, a figure in the fog. He looked just like Steve, but his eyes glowed pure white. No pupils, no expression, just an empty stare. Before the player could react, he vanished. Part 2. The Spread of the Myth. After the first sighting, the story didn't fade away, it exploded. Within weeks, online forums were flooded with accounts of strange experiences. Some players claimed their single-player worlds were haunted by random fog, even when their graphic settings were turned low. Others reported torches that vanished or relit themselves, doors that opened on their own, and caves that seemed to shift shape. But the strangest detail was consistency. Players from different countries who had never spoken to each other described the same figure, a silent observer with glowing white eyes. It was no longer just a story. It had become a phenomenon. Part 3. Theories and Legends. As the sightings grew, so did the theories. Some believed Herobrine was nothing more than a prank, a clever hoax by the early Minecraft community. Others whispered that he was a watcher, an AI experiment left inside the code. One rumor suggested he appeared most often to lonely players, as if he could sense when you were alone in your world. The Ghost Miner Theory. Some believe Herobrine is the spirit of a miner, a forgotten soul, trapped deep beneath Minecraft's endless stone. In this version of the legend, Herobrine wanders abandoned tunnels, forever digging, forever searching. His glowing eyes are the only light in the dark. They say if you mine too far and too deep, you might hear faint footsteps echoing behind you. You might just catch a glimpse of the ghostly miner watching in the silence. The Brother Theory. But perhaps the most infamous theory of all is that Herobrine is Notch's dead brother. The story claims that when Marcus Persson, the creator of Minecraft, built the game, his brother's spirit somehow became trapped inside, forever bound to wander its digital lands. Notch himself had denied the rumor many times, but each denial only made the legend grow stronger. Because legends, after all, grow stronger the more we share them. Every screenshot, every forum post, every whispered story kept Herobrine alive. So if you're brave enough to keep exploring this mystery, join us. Hit like to show you've seen the sign, and subscribe so you're not wandering alone when the next legend appears. Part 4. Removed Herobrine. For years, Mojang claimed Herobrine never existed, and yet the developers themselves kept adding fuel to the fire. Over multiple updates, players noticed the same line hidden in the patch notes: removed Herobrine. The words appeared again and again. Not once, not twice, but across different versions of the game. Why included it all? Some players believe it was an inside joke, a way for Mojang to tease the community. But others argue the opposite, that the developers were covering something up, that Herobrine was, in fact, a bug or a shadow in the code, that they could never fully delete. And every time Mojang joked about removing him, they were admitting he had slipped back in. Why else would the developers remove something that was never supposed to exist? Part 5. Player Encounters. The player reports grew darker as the years went on. Some spoke of hearing sounds that didn't belong, whispers underground, or strange clicks echoing in the empty forests. Others described mobs behaving unnaturally, wolves that refused to be tamed, pigs that froze and stared, skeletons that fired arrows into the ground as if distracted by something invisible. One chilling account came from a player who claimed his world began leaving messages for him. Signs would appear with the words like stop or simply leave. Each time he destroyed them, more would appear, until finally they informed an arrow, pointing towards the trees, where two glowing white eyes waited in the dark. Most dismissed these pranks or mods, but the consistency of these stories made one thing clear. Players didn't just see Herobrine, they felt him, as though the game itself had turned against them. Part 6. Mods, Server and Culture. Whether Herobrine was real or not, the community made sure he would never be forgotten. Fan-made mods became widely popular. Some let players summon him with strange rituals, using totems of bone, gold and fire. Others turned him into a relentless hunter, stalking servers and attacking groups of players at once. Entire servers were built with one purpose: survival against Herobrine. Sometimes he would appear openly, charging at players with godlike powers. Other times he was invisible, leaving only signs of his presence. A door slamming shut, crops destroyed, or forests burned to ash. On YouTube, Herobrine became a genre of his own. Animations, creepypastas, fake sightings and even music videos made him one of the gaming's first great internet legend. He wasn't just a story anymore, he was culture. And in that way, the community gave him exactly what he needed, a kind of immortality. Not in the code, but in the minds of millions of players. Part 7. The mystery lives on. So after more than a decade, what is Herobrine? A ghost? A virus? A brother? Or simply the product of our imagination? Perhaps Herobrine is the proof of something bigger. That even in a game designed for creativity and control, players crave mystery. They want something lurking just beyond their understanding. Something to fear. And maybe that's why Herobrine has never died, because he presents what we can explain, the shadows in our worlds, the feeling that even when we're alone, we're being watched. In the countless videos, the whispers in forums, and in every new player who hears the name Herobrine for the first time, legends live as long as we keep telling them, and Herobrine is still being told. Maybe Herobrine is just a story, or maybe he's still out there watching. Subscribe before he finds you.